They are the future of our sport. Some of the top youth bowlers Metro Detroit has to offer. Teammates representing their local bowling center out to prove who's best. Varying in ages and experience, but all here for the drive of competition and love of the game. The Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge Trophy is on the line as 8 teams compete in a bowling battle that will leave only one team standing and victorious. 2 teams, 1 elimination match. The battle begins right now from the bowling capital of the world. Welcome to the Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. Welcome everyone to beautiful Marybowl in Livonia for the exciting first matches of our 2018 Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. I'm Mark Martin and I'm excited that you're joining me in this very special series of episodes. Now, as we all know, these young bowlers represent the future of our sport and our future looks bright. Over the next 7 weeks, we're going to be watching hand-picked youth teams, each representing a specific bowling center, going head-to-head in single-game elimination matches. Now, our host center for all this bowling action is Marybowl in Livonia. Come out and experience this friendly, clean, state-of-the-art bowling center for yourself sometime. And tell them that Bowling Showcase sent you. Now, on with the show. Now, our first match in the Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge will feature the defending champion Oak Lanes, coached by Richard Banks, facing off against the 2017 champion, Cherry Hill Lanes North, coached by Jim Turk. Both teams come in today ready to prove that they're the best. Joining me today to help bring you all the action and expert analysis is Hall of Fame bowler Sandy Schultz. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the start of match 1 of the Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge right here on Bowling Showcase.
Of professional tournaments. We've won a lot of tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. My name is Rich Glum, Managing Partner of Marybowl Lanes. And on behalf of my entire team, we're excited to host this year's 2018 Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. It's at this time we like to turn it over to Mark Martin in the Metro Detroit USBC. Take it away, Mark!
Okay, here we are at the 2018 Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge here at Marybowl in Livonia. With me is Sandy Schultz. Sandy, thanks for joining us.
Oh, absolutely. Wonderful.
You know, Sandy will provide all our expert analysis, right?
Yes, I'm going to give it a shot.
So today we've got the defending champion Oak Lanes and the 2017 champion Cherry Hill Lanes North, and they're just etching to go. And so first up on lane 5 and 6 here at Marybowl, on lane 5, the leadoff bowler for Oak Lanes, Josh Blake. Josh is a senior at Old Redford Academy, bowls out of Oak Lanes. two-hander. Oh, comes high, leaves the 6-7-10 split.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a lot of nerves. It looked from my angle a good shot. He's going to shoot for the 2 pins on the right-hand side, the 6-10. It is makeable, but...
Looks like he might have tugged it a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Being the first bowler in an event like this, I'm sure he was a little bit nervous.
All right.
Oh. Oh, first up for the Cherry Hill Lanes North team, Grace Meyer. Grace is a senior at Oxford High School. Her favorite subject in school is math.
Get your nerves under control, kid.
And her highest average, 217.
Wow, that's very good for a youth.
Sandy, she could join your team.
She could. I might ask her when she starts pulling adult leagues.
That's right.
Looks like a good shot.
Nice ball. Nice ball.
It was a
Good
good
one
shot. Nice and smooth.
Nice delivery.
She's walking over to get her spare ball. Spare ball doesn't hook as much, so she can go right across the lane and go right at it. She's got a switch grip. It's a grip that interchangeable thumb so that your ball always feels the same when you throw it. There's a couple different styles.
She had to switch out her thumb. Oh.
She was, yeah. All right.
After one frame, the Oak Lanes team is down by 2 pins, 9-7. Sounds like a football score. Kaylin Howard up next for the Oak Lanes team. 7th grader. Another two-hander.
Yep. A little bit light.
Left at 2-5.
Didn't quite catch enough of the head pin to get solid in the pocket, so that's why he left that spare. Uh-oh.
Oh.
All right, we're still working for that first mark here, Mark.
Yes, we are. All right, it'll come along, don't worry.
Yeah.
Tony Verbeek, 10th grader at Oxford High School, representing Cherry Hill Lanes North. He likes classic rock. And bowling, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course.
His high average is 183.
Oh, he
Another
threw a good
solid
shot,
10
too.
pin.
Good shot. Let's see if he can make this spare.
Okay, so he grabbed his spare ball. He doesn't have an interchangeable thumb, it doesn't
Right.
look like. So he grabs his spare ball.
There you go.
Hey, we got our first mark.
Good for him. I watched him in practice. They all shot a lot of spares, so I'm sure that it's just a little bit of nerves right now.
I'm sure it is. Lexi Alston bowled with the team last year, the defending champion team, Oak Lanes. Richard Banks brought his crew back again this year, Coach Richard Banks. Thanks to Oak Lanes for putting a team in. Very much appreciated.
Oh, that was a really good shot, too. She came a little bit high. She caught a little bit too much of the head pin this time and left a 4-pin.
Lexi's an 11th grader at Renaissance High School. She identifies her occupation as a student athlete.
That's a good thing to be.
Because it's more than bowling to her. It's basketball, softball, and swimming.
Oh, she's all around sport world.
Oh.
It hooked away.
Justin Powell up next for the Cherry Hill Lanes North team. High average 208. Been bowling for 15 years.
Some of these kids have really high averages.
Yep, 11th grader at Oxford High School.
They are filming the bowling showcase.
And he can play 6 different instruments.
Wow.
Okay, if you look up on the monitors, you might be able to see some of that. Okay, that can be
Oh, he almost got the mixer. 7
Field
pins,
for the
good.
active no tap tournament. Therefore,
A little light.
bowl 9 pins.
Yeah, sometimes the lighter hits carry better. They've been leaving a lot of 10s. I don't.
He got pretty good rotation
Yes,
on the
he
ball.
did. Threw it well.
So if you beat your average, and I'll have average sheets up there, come see me. I won't be
Oh,
announcing them today.
jumped in the gutter, so therefore it doesn't count. So
Right.
it counts as a miss. For you at home,
Bake sales going on.
we're playing under USBC rules, and USBC rules specify that
You guys ready to
anytime
get
a
started?
ball comes out of the gutter and
Awesome.
contacts pins,
Next
it's
week,
considered
wear
a
your
gutter.
Halloween costumes. We're just doing it a week later, okay? All right, if you guys are
Sean
all ready.
Dotson
Oh, sorry, I forgot one
comes
more
high,
thing.
leaves the baby split,
Tournament
310.
parents. Any parent of a
And why do
child
we
who
call
is
it a
in
baby
cities
split,
or
Sandy?
states,
Because it's small and it's makeable.
leave today because starting
It's
next
one of the
week, we'll
easier
be
splits to
raffling
make.
off the 50-inch TV.
You can. There's actually a couple ways to do it. You can either go between it, which is the ideal way, or you can catch the left-hand side of the 3-pin.
Looks like he's going to the right.
There you go.
Good cover.
Yay!
So Oak Lanes, their first mark of the game.
Is a split.
Yep, they're down by 12 pins. So Cherry Hill Lanes North, Justin Sissons up.
Let's roll.
High average 185. Started bowling at the age of 12. 11th grader at Oxford High School. Favorite subject, algebra. Good
There you
shot.
go. Got all 10 to fall
Big
in the
strike
pit this
there.
time.
So the fifth bowler for Oak Lanes, Michael Cohen. Nickname is MJ. 9th grader at Jalen Rose Academy. Two-hander, another light one.
A little
Up
bit
to
of a
7-pin.
mixer, 7-pin standing. It's a good shot.
It was. Got a lot of extra balls on the rack up
Yeah,
there
we
because
do.
of all the spare balls and the like.
Looks like he's using his strike ball. He's just going to let it hook across the lane. Uh-oh.
Oh,
He knew he
man.
missed it as soon as he threw it.
Coach Banks is kind of wondering what the heck is going on here in this team. So Coach Jim Turk picks Colin Massey as his fifth bowler. Colin's a 10th grader at Oxford High School. High average 192. Been bowling since the age of 4. Up on lane 6.
Julie, your order's ready.
They're working on a strike. A little high.
A little bit high. Left the 4-7.
So how would you make this one, Sandy?
Ideally, I guess he would go across the lane, let the ball hook into it, but some people do use a spare ball or a plastic ball that doesn't hook and go straight at it from the left side corner.
And let's see what Colin does here. Looks like he picked up a spare ball.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to play it from the left and go straight at it.
So Cherry Hill North has a little bit of a lead here.
Melissa, your order's ready.
Oh, he pulled it, jumped out of the gutter.
Right in the gutter
Again,
again.
it doesn't count. So go ahead, Sandy.
I was just going to say, I think they're really nervous. First
they are.
match, first 5 frames, everybody's got one frame under the belt now.
That's right. So through 5 frames, the Cherry Hill North team has a 10-pin lead, 63-53. Not a very high-scoring match, but we'll see what the second half brings.
Yeah, it's still anybody's game.
It is. So the teams are going to switch lanes. We'll be right back after these messages.
The hug pickup, the home run swing, the drum major high step, the genuine joy, the unforgettable party, the food, the friends, the original social network. No matter who you are, it's always a great time. Grab your family, find a friend, and go bowling.
Okay, here we're back on Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge. We've got a low-scoring match, but an exciting match, Sandy.
Yes, they've got only one mark between them, so they're still very competitive teams. Low score, high score, it doesn't matter. It's just a matter who gets the high score at the end.
63-53 through one. Coach Richard Banks has subbed out a couple of players for the second half of the game. We'll go over that during the lineup. But up right now, Cherry Hill Lanes North on the left-hand side, Grace Meyer. Grace, if you recall, back in the first frame, left a 10-pin, and unfortunately didn't make it. But she did throw a good shot. All right, leaves the bucket.
Yeah, 2, 4, 5, 8. She came light this time. She's got to make sure she gets that sleeper. The sleeper is the back pin. It's a spare that can be chopped, meaning you can get the 3 on the left and leave the 5-pin standing, so she's got to make sure she gets all four of them.
So wouldn't you, to me, I always kind of line up, okay, this is a strike shot. I just got to move right down my feet.
That's correct. That's how I would play it.
You know,
move 3, 4, 5 boards to the right and let it hook right into it. That's the easiest.
Just like she did there.
The easiest
I think
way
she
to
was
get that
listening
back
to you.
pin. Yep.
Okay, Oak Lane's up on the right-hand lane on lane 6. Joshua Blake back in the first frame, left that 6-7-10 split. Coach Banks left him in, even though he subbed out a couple. We'll go over that in a minute.
Oh! What a great shot.
Threw a great
7-10 in the pocket.
Great shot, left it. 7-10 split.
That lane 6 doesn't want to carry. In other words, the 10-pin especially doesn't want to fall. Unfortunately, this time he's got the 7-pin with it. He just needs to go for 1, whichever one might be easier for him to get and get the count.
Right.
It's an unfortunate break. Oh.
Again, we jumped out of the gutter, so it is a miss. 61 through 6 frames for Oak Lanes. Cherry Hill Lanes North has 63 in the 5th and a spare up in the 6th.
Sometimes all you can do is try and make the best shot possible. You can't make the pins fall, so that's why it's important we practice consistency.
Tony Verbeek up on lane 5, left the 10-pin and made it back in the second frame. This time carried a strike.
I think that was our first strike of the day.
No, it's their second strike.
That's right, we had one.
Second strike. Justin Sisson had a strike back in the 4th frame for Cherry Hill North.
You know, we've had a lot of shots in the pocket.
We have.
Yeah, just not falling or carrying.
And then failing to convert some of the squares.
That's sometimes the hardest part.
Okay, up next is Christopher Riggs. Christopher was part of the winning team last year for the Oak Lanes team.
He missed the head pin left, so this will be just a strike shot if he can get lined up for it. He also has a sleeper in the back. This spare is a little bit easier to make, though, even though there is a sleeper.
1-3-6-8. And good cover.
Yeah, that spare is easier
Cover
to
by
make in that
Christopher.
bucket. Good job.
Cherry Hill Lanes North with a 22-pin lead, working on a strike. Justin Powell coming up to 7-pin back in the 3rd frame. Unfortunately, didn't make it.
Gary, your order's ready.
Looks like a good delivery, a little bit light.
A little bit light. I wonder if that lane might be a little bit tighter. It seems
Could
like
be.
a lot of players are coming a little lighter on that lane, meaning the ball will hook less if there's more oil.
Well, we've seen, over this whole series last year, the year before, that when the teams change lanes, sometimes that adjustment doesn't quite get there.
Yeah, the lanes, it's really hard for the lanes to play exactly the same. There you go, good spare.
Good cover by Justin.
So it's important to try to read the lanes. By that I mean watch your ball reaction, see when it hooks, how far down the lane it hooks, how much it hooks.
Okay, the next substitute for Oak Lanes, Jenaya Lee. Jenaya is a 6th grader at Pace Academy. Favorite one is math. Left the 2-8.
Okay, there you go. Good shot.
Our first lefty. Throws from the left-hand side. Interesting bowling fact about Jenaya. The 5-pin is her enemy.
Oh, that is strange. That's usually the easiest spare to make. It's right behind the head pin. I watched her shoot a lot of spares in practice, though. Hopefully she can get this one with the sleeper. Oh, good try.
So here we are in the foundation 9th frame. And here's the setup. Cherry Hill Lanes North has a lead of 36 pins.
Oh, he came high.
The 3, 6, 8, 10.
9, 10. 3, 6, 9, 10.
3, 6, 9, 10.
A lot of sleepers today. He's got to catch that back pin. This one is a little bit of a challenge because you can chop it or you can slide past it and leave the 9 pin. He's going across lane.
Jeff, your order's ready.
Oh, he left the 10 pin standing. It was a good attempt.
So 128 through 9 for Cherry Hill North. We have a substitute for Oak Lanes.
Brooklyn. Oh, he tried to go
left
for
the
the
10
Brooklyn
pin.
strike. Good ball.
Good shot.
Brooklyn is a shot that's on the left side of the head pin instead of the right side of the head pin for a right-hander. Sometimes they carry as well.
So Jaden Watts is the player for Oak Lanes, up at the 10 pin. He's a 4th grader at Scotch Elementary. Reading is his favorite subject. Oh.
Good try.
Okay, this match is virtually over. Colin Massey is the player here, up for Cherry Hill North. Colin Massey up on the left-hand lane in the 10th frame for Cherry Hill North. Left the 4-7 back in the 5th frame. This time he leaves the 6-10.
Yeah. He's looking for his clear ball now. This is why there's a lot of balls in the rack, because we're shooting a lot of spares.
That's right. Good cover.
Yep, good spare.
The Cherry Hill Lanes North has got this match in hand. They'll move on to the semifinal round. But we got to finish out this match. The Oak Lanes team is subbing out their 5th bowler. We'll go over that in just a moment.
This is such a good experience for these kids, win or lose.
It is.
You know. Another 7. Oh, 7 fell out.
So Cherry Hill Lanes North finishes with 147. Oak Lanes has 96 through 9. Coming up in the 10th frame now, subbing out, Corey Bane. Corey's an 8th grader at David Ellis Academy West. Math is his favorite subject. He likes to bowl, and like any kid, likes to play video games.
Yeah, they all like to play video games. Good for this coach to give all these players a chance to do this.
All right, came high, left the 7 pin.
Experience goes a long way.
It does. Coach Banks is probably setting up for when his older kids graduate and are no longer in the program.
Yeah, because it looks like they have a lot of young players, and the more that they experience something like this, the more relaxed they'll be the next time. He knew that the match was pretty much over in the 8th or 9th grade, so he started putting in some players that hadn't had a chance to do this yet. Yep. Good spare.
And a good cover by Corey.
Yes.
There's a fill ball for Corey for the Oak Lanes team. Defending champion goes down. I'm sure they'll be back.
Yes.
Okay, so at the end of our match here, the winner is Cherry Hill Lanes North, 147 to 113 over the defending champion Oak Lanes. So Sandy, it was a pretty good match, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was low scoring. They had a little bit of trouble making their spares, but once they seemed to calm down a little bit, they made a few more marks.
We'll be back after these messages. We're going to have our proprietor here, Rich Glome, interview the winning team, Cherry Hill Lanes North, as they move on to semifinal action right after these messages on Bowling Showcase.
Michigan State USBC provides tournament competition and recognition for men, women, and youth in Michigan. The championship events for this season include the Women's Championship beginning in February in Lansing, the Open Championship beginning in January in Grand Blanc, and the Youth Championship beginning in March in Granville and Comstock Park. These events are open to all members of the association based on gender and membership. Other events for higher average bowlers include the Youth Masters in November in Battle Creek, the Queens in April in Sanford, the Senior Masters for those over 50 in March, and Masters in April, both in Battle Creek. Pepsi Youth events take place in your league, with qualifiers advancing to the state finals in May in Troy and Sterling Heights. Visit MichiganStateUSBC.com for entry blanks and more information on the Michigan State USBC.
Welcome back. With me today is the winner of our first match, Cherry Hill Lanes North. Coach, what was a decisive factor in the victory today?
Spares counted, and then we missed a couple spares, but all in all, we did a pretty good job, I think.
Yes, your bowlers really came through with the spare shots, a couple key strikes. Really nice bowling today, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cherry Hill Lanes North has punched their ticket to the semifinals.
Yep, they get to advance.
Yeah, next week, the Phantom Strikers next year. The Mary Bowl Phantom Strikers next week against Century Bowl. So what do you think about that one?
I think it'll be another good match. Just got to try and make marks, and we just saw what happened in that game. So maybe next week they'll have a few more spares in their game.
That's right. So we'll see you next week on Bowling Showcase Youth Challenge right here on WADL Detroit.